What is a future module in Angular? Whenever we create a new Angular application, the root module app.module.ts file will be automatically created. Suppose we have a large Angular application with hundreds of components, directives, services, and type, and if all are maintained root module, then in such cases, root module will become large and non-maintainable. So in order to avoid this problem, we have to break the root module into smaller modules. These separated smaller modules is nothing but a future module in Angular. So I will open app.module.ts file. So this is app.module.ts file. So here in this, as of now, we have only one component. So if you have 100 components, directives and pipes, then this file will become large and it is non-maintainable. So in order to avoid this problem, we have to break this root module into smaller modules, which are nothing but a future module. Okay. So advantages of future modules are code maintainability, scalability, code separation, and lazy loading. So these are few advantages of future modules. Next, what is a shared module in Angular? So if you want to share the components, pipes, and directives to all other modules, then we have to create a shared module. So with the help of shared module, we can avoid code duplication and we can increase the code reusability. So below are the steps to create a shared module. So these are the steps. So first we have to create a shared folder inside SRC folder. So I will go to SRC. The folder name can be anything, not only shared. One shared folder. And next step, inside this folder, we have to create one module. Okay. Hmm. So here I will generate one module. Okay, inside this shared folder, one profile folder will be created, and inside this profile folder, module will be created. See. And next step, we have to create one component. So here I will generate one component. So inside this profile folder, user details folder will be created, and inside this folder, component will be generated. And next, so after creating a component, so we have to export this component to other models. So in order to export this component to other models, we have to go to profile.module.ts file, and inside this we have exports property. So to this we have to add user details component so that it can be exported to other models. So next step, we have to import this model to other models. So here in this case, I will import inside this app.module.ts file. So here is the imports. Here I will add profile module. So after adding profile module, we have to add user detail selector. So I will go to user detail component.ts file. So this is a selector. I will add it inside app component.html. So after adding this selector, so we have to start the application by using ngServe. And then we can access the application. So we can access this application using this link. Okay. So we have to go to browser, and if we access this link, see this is the output. See, this is the user details component which belongs to profile module. Okay. And we can access this profile module component inside another component. So this is the component which belongs to app.module.ts file. So this is where we have to share components from one module to another module. Okay. So I will explain the steps once again. First we have to create shared folder, and then inside that we have to create one module, and after creating a module we have to create one component. So this is a user details component. So after creating a component we have to export this component. So this is the exports property. So if we add it, then only we can able to access this component inside other modules. Okay. Then after adding this component to exports property, then we have to go to app.module.ts file. So where we have imported this profile module. So this is a profile module we have imported inside app.module.ts file. And then after we have added one selector. So this is the user details component selector we have added. So after adding, we have to save it and we have to navigate to browser. So this is the output. Okay. So if you remove this user details component from exports, so we will get one error. Okay. See. So it is mandatory to export a component. Okay. So this is how to share a component from one module inside another module. Next, what are components in Angular? So Angular components are building blocks of an Angular application, which means our application can contain header, footer, sidebar, and navbar. Okay, I will show one example. This is header block, and this is sidebar block, and another one is footer. So this is footer. So for each and every block, we will create a component. Okay, so for header, we'll create a component. For sidebar, we'll create a component, and for footer, we'll create a component. And we will combine all these components inside one root component, which is nothing but a Angular component. Okay, so when we execute ng generate component command, a component will be created with 4 files. So I will open. So when we execute ng generate component command, so these are the 4 files which are generated. So first is app.component.ts file. So this is a TypeScript file, and if you decorate a component with other component decorator, then it is said to be an Angular component. Okay. So this class can contain methods and properties which can be accessed inside app.component.html file. So I will show one example. So here I will add one property. So after this, we have to access this property inside app.component.html file. So we can do it by using string interpolation. So I will explain about data binding in upcoming sessions. So we have to add the property. So after saving, we have to navigate to browser. See, here we can able to see the property value. Okay, this is the way we can access class properties and methods inside app.component.html file. And next we have spec.ts file. So we use this file for writing unit test cases for Angular application. And next we have SCSS file. So we define styles for an Angular component. So here I will show one example. I will create one class. Okay, I will access this class inside HTML file. So for that we have to use one directive which is ng class. So I will explain about these directives in upcoming sessions. And we have to access within the single quotes. Okay, then only it will work, or else it will not work. So after saving, we have to navigate to browser. See here background color change it to red. Okay, so if I remove single quotes over here, it will not work. If I saved it and if I navigate to browser, see here we are getting error. Okay, so this should be in single quotes. See now we can able to see the output. And we can do it in another way also. I will show it to you. Here first we have to declare one property, and then we have to assign this value. We have to assign this class to this property. After that, we have to add this inside this HTML file. So here single quotes are not required. Okay. So if we save it and navigate to browser, same output. So this is another way without single quotes. Okay, this is all about SCSS file. So whatever the styles which we defined inside this component.scss file, these are specific only to this component. So if you want to share these styles globally for entire all the components, then we have to add this style to styles.scss file. Okay, so I will show it to you. Inside src we have styles.scss to add. So this is the place where we have to add the styles globally. Okay, so I will remove this. So I will remove these styles from component file and I will add it inside styles.scss file. I will save it and then I will navigate to browser. See, still it is working fine. So I will change it to another color. I will go to browser. See, here it is working fine. So it is working fine because we have added styles globally inside styles.scss file. So whatever the styles which we added over here, so we can access this style globally in all other components. Okay, not only app component, we can access in other components as well. So I will show it to you. I will go to shade folder and inside this we have one component. So this is the component. Here I will add the styles property. Okay, if I save it and I go to browser, it will work for the C. It is working for another component also. Okay, this is where we have to share the styles globally for all the components. So this is all about SCSS file. And next we have HTML file. So we use this file to define structure and layer for Angular application. So end users will interact with Angular application using this HTML file. Okay, this is all about Angular component. And next, what are the properties of Angular component? So we have a selector. It is a kind of unique identifier for a component, and this selector can be used as an HTML selector inside another HTML files. So I will open app.component.html file. So this is the component. Okay, so we are adding in HTML file as a selector, so that output will be generated over here inside this app.component.html file. Okay, so this is a selector. So if you go to user details.component.ts file, so this is the selector which we are adding inside another HTML file. Next is template URLs. This property is used to specify the location of HTML template file that defines the component UI. So if you go to app.component.ts file, so this is the template URL. So here we are specifying the HTML file location. Okay, so this is a file which defines the UI. So I can remove this one and I can add another property, that is template. So using this we can define inline HTML template. Here I will add h1. Okay, so after saving I will go to browser. It will display h1 tag. See, so this is due to templates. And next is styles URL. So this property is an array where we specify multiple CSS file paths, and these files will be applied only to a specific component. Okay, so if you want to apply this CSS file globally, then we have to specify those styles in styles.scss file. So we have discussed about this SCSS file. So these are the properties of Angular component.